and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, that's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live! Why do I have the wrong score on?
When it comes to the Kings, that's my favorite.
Why do we look a little blurry?
Do it for Deuce.
Are we just a mess post trade deadline?
I mean,
we might be.
11 straight losses.
That'll do it for you.
When it comes to the Kings.
You know what I just realized? Hey, Morgan. I updated the lower third before the game was over, I think. Or I didn't update it. So I had the score wrong.
Okay, but you just had it as a loss either way.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, that's what they've been doing is losing. So I'm just going to fix that real fast.
Oh my god. What's so funny?
I'm not blaming Jeb for that one, believe it or not. That was not on him. Usually it is. I actually, every time, but today is not his fault. He actually, believe it or not, Jeb's like, I need a day off. And he was taking today off. A second, I have it back to back. I gotta fix this one too.
Wait, why are you doing a double screen?
Because I had to fix that one. All right, hey, what's up, basketball sickos? We are live. It is a Friday night, post deadline, and I gotta be honest, I got a little different energy right now.
Yeah, same here.
A little better than I thought I would be at this point in time, considering the Kings have lost 11 in a row. We appreciate you guys being with us post deadline.
Oh, very much so.
Are you okay?
Okay, one question.
What do you?
Shush! Don't talk to me. Hold on. Question, you guys. Do I look blurry and Deuce looks crisp? Which it just wouldn't make. Excuse me? Excuse me? We don't have Jebediah in here to make it all crisp. I was just wondering if I'm going crazy or if my eyeballs don't work.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks good to me.
Okay, that's all. Look, yeah, see, Mo looks super blurry.
That's from Sean. He's always stirring the pot in there. You're gonna believe him?
God damn you, Sean. God damn you.
Both are blurry. I don't know. Try to fix it then. Lock in.
I was trying to focus, but you were moving everywhere like a little creature.
But people are saying no, but the mics are not on point. What's happening to this show?
11 straight losses.
What's going on? Now I need to listen to the mics. It's like we're doing a whole test right now. Now let me turn it up.
It's pre-show.
It is pre.
I was trying to focus, but you were moving everywhere.
Mics sound great.
Don't do that. Don't troll. Don't troll.
Don't,
not in the mood.
Do that.
We're in a good mood.
Appreciate you guys so much for being here.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow. We're going to talk about this game. Sprinkle in some other stuff too.
Yeah.
It's weird feeling how I feel after 11 losses in a row.
I love it. I'm excited to talk about it. Let's go.
Deuce Mo, we're coming down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. First game after the trade deadline, and the shift is absolutely on. The Kings youth movement started tonight in a big way. We saw glimpses of it in the game before the deadline, but they went all in with it in this one tonight. Sabonis didn't play, and to be honest, most of the vets did not play from late third quarter for the rest of the game. The Kings lose to the Clippers 114-111. They're now 12-41 on the season. They have lost 11 in a row. If they lose 12 in a row, that would tie the longest losing streak in Sacramento Kings franchise history. This podcast is always presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
Well, when you say that, I'm like, okay. Remember what you said about this? Hey, it can't get any lower. So at least if it hits that low, if it does, the 12 in a row, then it's like, all right, it really cannot get any lower than this. We're starting to see the youth shift movement, whatever. Trade deadlines out of the way. Like, throw anything at me. I'm feeling good. You know?
It's a weird feeling right now because when you lose 11 in a row, that obviously sucks. And when your team is 12-41, you're just like, this is just brutal. There was like a sense of relief watching tonight for me. And
yeah,
I think I had this fatigue mainly from the lead up, just the season, all the rumors, deadline comes and goes. But we have spent so much time on this podcast this year, on the post-game shows on NBC Sports California, talking about why are these vets playing so many minutes? You're an awful team. The young guys need to play more minutes. They need to play more minutes. What is happening? And we'd see little glimpses and then it would go away. Tonight, we saw it actually happen. And now it feels like that's what's going to happen. This is the shift that needed to happen. It doesn't mean it's not going to be painful. It doesn't mean it's not going to be ugly at times. And there were definitely ugly moments. But these guys need opportunity to go out there and do their thing. And I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority with this. Maybe you agree too. I don't know how other people feel. But tonight was a little easier to watch for me. It was much easier to see the Kings lose to the Clippers tonight with young guys playing hard, playing the right way, as opposed to vets just not doing enough.
You want to hear something even worse?
Sure.
You said tonight was easier. Tonight was fun for me.
Like, there were fun
kidding.
moments.
And I know that sounds so lame to so many people. That's okay. You don't ever have to agree with me. Basketball sicko here. Hi. All I'm trying to do is watch some good basketball. Not saying that I was watching necessarily good basketball, but for the team that I root for the team that I cover, I am seeing this real shift. Like, it has been talked about as of today. It has been established, and it is happening on the floor. And that is exactly what we've been wanting to see. So I think my approach to watching the game, it was enjoyable knowing that, okay, this group is going to close it out. Yep. Okay, Devin Carter with a contest against Kawhi Leonard at the rim. Oh my God, Dylan Cardwell, the rim protection out here on a unit with the Clippers, that's their starting unit or starting guys within that unit. That's the shit that I want to see down the stretch for the rest of the season. And it started tonight. And so, yes, I had fun in a lot of moments.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about some of those moments. The Kings did go with a starting lineup tonight of Westbrook, Levine, Maxime Reynaud, DeMar DeRozan, and DeAndre Hunter. If you look at the starting lineup minutes, Russ plays under 20. Levine plays 18. DeAndre Hunter played 24 before leaving with an eye injury. And then DeRozan played 20. Then you saw Nique Clifford play 33, Cardwell 31, and Devin Carter played 21. Some other guys played as well we can talk about. Speaking of DeAndre Hunter,
Jesus.
Watching that play back when he got raked in the eye, I don't know how they didn't go back and review that. That was not a basketball move.
I thought it was. I thought it was so accidental.
I'm not saying it was on purpose, but
intent.
You swing your arm back like that.
Okay.
Why would you swing your arm back like a swim move? and it caught DeAndre Hunter in the. I mean, he's down for a while. Then they show the replay on the Amazon Prime broadcast, and there's blood, and you're like, is that coming from his eyeball?
Like it looked like a blood tear.
Dude, it looked awful.
Like a thriller movie.
Oh my God.
No, it was disgusting and all, and it was just so sad to see because you want to just see him find his groove. And their sideline reporter even did a hit on him, you know, like talking about, hey, I know he's not shooting well. I know he's not doing this. This is before he went down. You know, but he says he knows about 75% of the playbook and coaches are all trying to help him and blah, 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 blah. Obviously, that's not the only reason why he wasn't making shots tonight. And we can talk more about his game. But overall, you saw him have that game and then he goes down with that injury. And I'm just like, that sucks to see.
Sucks even more considering his former team comes to town tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Cavs come to town. So, I mean, I'd be shocked if he was able to go.
Right. Right.
You might have to come back with goggles or something, honestly. I mean,
Ooh.
dude, when you get a scratch on the eyeball, are you kidding me? What?
Just you talking about it.
Dude, it was crazy.
I can't, if you got scratched. I mean, Deuce hurt his hand playing basketball the other day. In the amount of times we all heard about it, far too many. Think about if he got scratched on the eyeball and his eyeball was bleeding.
Did you need to get x-rays on your day off?
Was anything wrong?
Yeah, I had a bad contusion.
What is that confirmed?
Are you kidding me?
Well,
you saw.
and the
I went to the
x-rays
gym. People at the gym are like, dude, why are you working out with that? Well, first of all, dog. That's why. That's what I do. And I guess what? You can work out your lower half. That's why I'm trying to have a wagon like Yabusele. Gershon Yabusele with a big game for the Bulls in his debut last night.
Okay.
But
anyway,
dude, like, yeah.
bloody eye, you'd be down and out forever.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yes, the injury that DeAndre Hunter suffered tonight, yeah, it would probably hurt many people.
Yes.
Including you and him and everybody.
I would go for the patch.
Oh my god.
I would totally go for screw the goggles, go for the patch.
Anyway, so that was tough to see him go down. But yeah, I thought the shift it's the right shift, and it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, let me stop myself.
Okay.
That's a really easy thing to do. It's like, no shit, play the young guys. Let's go. But the tough part is having these conversations with like Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Westbrook, the vets going, hey, like, this is where we're at, and this is what's going to happen. And you go, well, that's just part of being a pro. No, 100%. But the buy-in has to be there, one. And two, like on a different note, like their numbers and averages are going to take a real hit.
Yeah.
When they're playing like 20 minutes a night. Like tonight, Zach LaVine finished with what, 6 points? I mean, if this continued throughout the season where he's playing like 20 minutes, his averages at the end of the year are not going to look too good. So the buy-in has to be there from everyone. And I was watching tonight, and the one thing I noticed, and it was referenced post-game by Daeqwon Plowden, the Kings two-way guy who played tonight. The vets, I thought were engaged. Like Russell Westbrook at one point called Devin Carter over during a free throw situation and was coaching him up. Daeqwon Plowden said after the game that Russ was calling him over late, talking to him about trying to check Kawhi Leonard. And I'm like, good. Like that's what you need from your vets at this stage of the season.
And let's be real. Like you look around the league and you see some of the guys that have lasted in the league the longest. It's not because they're the best role player or one of the best players out there still. It's because of the other things that they contribute as a vet. And so if some of these veteran guys can start to learn that in their, early 30s or for some, then you are going to find a way to always have a space on a roster. You're going to have a reputation that where teams are going to gravitate to you even after these contracts and everything else. So no, it's not easy in that sense of things, but I'm so glad that like they're taking that on and being professional.
The Kings lost this game 114-111. We mentioned they're 12-41 now. My God, that's just crazy to look at. 12-41.
Insane.
So the young guys get opportunity. When young guys get opportunity, you want to see some shit. Who or what stood out to you in this game tonight?
Ooh, thank you for asking me first. First it wasn't Maxime Reynaud. Like I was just like, man, he is getting cooked on the defensive end by Brook Lopez, whoever else wasn't meeting people at the rim.
There was one play where he got switched on Kawhi.
Oh,
and it was like, good night.
Yep.
Good
And
night.
those moments, it's hard to see. But on the offensive end, I thought when some of the veteran guys, some of the guards were going to the 2-man action with him, he went back to what he does great, and that's moving without the basketball, flashing hard in the paint. And then he started having more of an efficient game. He finished with 12 points, 6 of 8. But he just had a stretch there where I was like, ooh, this is more what I wanted to see. But obviously the person that stood out to me the most was Dylan Cardwell. His rim protection. It's not even just like, oh, his energy. It's so cute. Haha. Look at the celebrations. Wasn't even about that tonight. It was truly every time someone was meeting him at the rim, his presence was felt, his verticality was felt, and he was altering shots.
His physicality too. I mean, he was battling Brooke Lopez. Brooke Lopez, if you guys have been to a game and have sat in the lower level and get a glimpse of being up close to Brooke Lopez, you're like, this guy is a fucking giant.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a big dude. And every time he comes to Sacramento, his entire family is there.
Oh.
Like, he's got brothers that look just like him. I'm not talking about, obviously, Robin Lopez. You're like, no shit, he's got a twin, you idiot.
Yeah.
No. There are other Lopez siblings, and they're all giants. It's a giant family.
Wow.
And not just like from a lot of people. I'm talking about size.
Yeah.
It's like these guys should all be wrestlers. Anyway, he's battling Brooke Lopez down there. I loved what I saw from Dylan Cardwell. And shout out to him, by the way. Congratulations to Dylan Cardwell. Got a guarantee deal after the trade deadline.
Hell yeah.
Remember, he was on that 2-way deal. He gets a 4-year deal. James Ham had all the particulars. This year, the rest of this year is guaranteed, and next year is guaranteed.
Yep.
And there are some options built into that. But, I mean, this is a guy that we saw in the summer. Where he is now,
insane,
compared to where he was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, then going back to the summertime, it's crazy, the development. And yeah, there's still rawness about him 100%. But talking about what he can do right now, the defensive stuff is really special in terms of his rim protection. And now the rebounding component, which was not even like a facet of his game in college. This guy wasn't averaging 15 rebounds a game in college, but he's got a knack for it at the NBA level. Offensive rebounds tonight? How many offensive rebounds do you have? 8? He had 8 offensive rebounds in this game. 8! 14 points, 14 rebounds for him. Both of those were career highs. But his activity, the physicality, his ability to switch out is nice. I mean, he got cooked a couple of times tonight on the perimeter too. Like, I think Kawhi Leonard got him. Kawhi Leonard, we'll talk about.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm just thrilled to see what they have in Cardwell. And it does make us such a difference when you have a big who's got that versatility that can protect the rim with blocking shots, breaking up lobs, getting his hand on the ball to create second chance opportunities. It's huge.
Dude, it's not just a cute story anymore either. Like, I know we're going to be talking about his story so many different times because we love someone with this type of path, right? And just have to grind it out and figure it out and learn day by day. Love it all. But truly, his impact on the floor as an NBA player against other NBA guys, not just units where it's G League guys and a whole bunch of teams are tanking and, whatever bodies are out there. No, it's the impact that he's making on NBA guys, altering their shots at the rim and everything else that he's doing. But then also the growth that we're seeing game by game. He was afraid 2 months ago to be in a DHO action. Now he can do that. He was afraid to put the ball on the floor. And I say afraid, that was just my perspective of how I saw it.
He looked uncomfortable
There
with
we
the ball
go.
in his hands offensively, flat out. And by the way, still not totally there. I
No.
mean, sometimes it's really awkward looking. He had that one hook over Lopez where he
Yes.
celebrated with a... Why do you do the fish
The
thing?
fish,
What is that? What did that mean?
I don't know.
Like he baited him?
Or
Or is that like he
reeled
hooked?
he reeled in the shot.
Okay. I don't know what it meant.
Neither do I.
He always has something different all the time. But yeah, and then he had that leaner that I think it was in a little pick and roll situation. It was like he was at the extended elbow dropping like a floater that was like leaning in. It's awkward at times, but you don't need him to be some offensive juggernaut. Like no one's asking that. This guy was an undrafted guy that you're like, hey, let's see what he can do as a two-way guy. And we actually had a conversation with Scott Perry today. I think that's going to be coming out soon. But one of the things he was telling us is that teams at the deadline were calling and asking about Dylan Cardwell's availability, which I thought that was pretty crazy. But my point to that is it speaks volumes to how people view him as a player. They go, yeah, this is a guy you want on your roster because of his ability to protect the rim. He plays hard, plays with joy. It's been a nice find for Sacramento, and I'm eager to see like how he develops from here.
Again, just excited for depth for this roster, for a big that is capable of doing things that we just haven't seen bigs being capable of doing the last couple of years in Sacramento. So being able to find that, luckily, undrafted, pick them up, and then being able to sign them, have them, love it.
I see the chat popping up and everyone's saying hook shot, like a hook, a fishing hook. I'm like, no, I get that, but like, I mean, this isn't like a fishing hook. That's fishing. Maybe I'm being too literal with it.
I think
maybe,
you are.
Maybe I'm being like, actually, that's not totally accurate, Dylan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who are you? Some people are saying reeling in the crowd.
Whatever it is, I dig his approach to it. And yeah, I mean, even seeing him have that post move on Lopez tonight and have the confidence to take that shot, even if it's awkward looking, I'm like, good job.
This is what we want to. This is where we want to see them grow. We don't want to see them take that hook shot at practice and go, oh, they've been practicing their hook shot. It's about those NBA minutes, that NBA experience to practice it against other NBA guys.
I was at the game, so I obviously didn't watch the broadcast on Amazon Prime. You did watch the broadcast. Were they giving Cardwell a lot of love?
So much love. And I thought that was the coolest thing. They're giving this undrafted guy so much love because he was spewing the joy and, you know, the energy that he always does when you watch him on any of our game broadcasts. But I loved hearing the outside perspective. And obviously someone like Eric Collins is just, he's so good at celebrating the game. He's so good at calling the game. I love hearing him call the game.
Sickos know Eric Collins. Some may not. He's also the Hornets announcer. And that's why he's probably losing his mind tonight when Malik Monk was going off, because he used to call Malik Monk's games when he was with the Hornets.
Lost his shit. And I loved it because when Malik Monk was just on fire from beyond the arc, he was losing his shit for him. Loved what Dylan Cardwell could bring. Because I could tell at first too, the broadcast was like focused on the Clippers and everything that they've been doing, you know, like they have Kawhi Leonard and they
made some big trades. They're relevant.
Yeah. And it made sense. And so when the Kings kind of gave them something to talk about a little bit more, especially late in the game, it was exciting to see and hear.
In the chat, this is from Ignacio saying, cool, young guys get love. How about trying to win games now? I mean, I have got some breaking news for you.
No.
The Kings, through like 52 games of the season, played their vets, and they lost a lot of games. I don't know what to tell you. And at some point, you have to shift to playing the young guys at some point. You know, we're going to talk about the tanking situation around the league. I don't view this as that. I view this as like you need to give them developmental opportunities. You know what's ugly right now is what the Wizards are doing, where they are not playing their young guys. Some of their Keyshawn George and Bub Carrington are not playing in the fourth quarter of basketball games because they want to play guys on 10-day contracts. That's outrageous.
Bullshit.
And tonight, that youngish Kings group out there with Monk at times, you saw that group with Carter, Monk, Nique Clifford, Plowden, and Cardwell. Even Hunter was in there at one point before he left. Those guys were playing hard. They were playing fast. They were trying to compete. Kawhi cooked them once he got back in the game.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard did his thing like he does to even great teams.
Oof.
And there was definitely issues down the stretch defensively, as you could imagine with a group like that. But more times than not, I felt like they were trying to play the right way. And if those guys are doing it and keeping the game within striking distance, keep playing those guys. Like, what are we saying?
Once again, I had fun watching it. And I'm curious if any of you did or if you watched it with that perspective as well. But yeah, I guess, did you want to talk a little bit about Kawhi going off and just everything that he's able to do?
We can save Kawhi. I want to talk more about a couple of the young guys.
Okay.
Devin Carter starting to get some run here. And we've been clamoring for that. This guy was drafted in the first round last year. And of course, he's got the shoulder injury that kept him out. He comes back. We saw little glimpses. Wasn't in great shape. And then this year, once they sign like Schroeder and Russ, you're like, okay, how are they going to find time for Monk and Keon, Nique, let alone Devin Carter? Yeah. And sure enough, we didn't see Devin Carter at all this year.
Ever.
I mean, really rarely. even during blowouts, he's like, "Is someone putting Devin Carter?"
He would be the only one with a DMP, and it was like, what?
Well, now he's starting to get some time. What's popped for you watching Devin Carter tonight or the last couple of games?
He looks more conditioned. So that's just like on an individual level for him, but he pushes the ball. I think he does a really good job of pushing the ball. Obviously, he can't make a shot. Like, he cannot make an outside shot. 0 for 5 from 3. Even the broadcast was talking about it like, well, if you're going to let someone shoot, they're like, shoot it, dare you. And that what's so tough, because he has the ability to take it to the rack, but it has to be like a snap drive. Like, it just has to be so quick. He has to go. It has to be decisive, because guys are already ready to play a little off him and be like, what are you going to do? You're not going to shoot the ball. So then I actually have position to take you on if you're going to try and drive into the paint. But I thought he still did a good job of attacking in those moments. And there's one really nice pass. I think it was Malik Monk with the bounce pass to him, and he had that reverse jam.
That was awesome.
Because he was just moving without the basketball. So I just feel like his movement, his conditioning, he's pushing the ball when he has it. It looked good.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with him is like he needs to be out there and be decisive with everything. And I think he's done a good job of pushing the pace. Like,
yes,
he's fast. Like, get up and down the floor, get that ball ahead. You know, he plays aggressive defensively. He gets rebounds. But you're right, he can't hit a 3.
No. Nope.
He was 0 for 5 tonight. I think the last game he was either 0 for 5 or 0 for 6.
Yeah.
It might be 0 for 6, so 0 for his last 11 from downtown. With that said, I want him to take good looks. I think sometimes I don't think he takes great looks. And then
that's fair.
When he gets an opportunity, like late in this game, he had one where, again, he hesitated, pump fake, drove, and then drove into the Clippers defense. John Collins is down there. He's trying to pump fake him once, twice, and then Collins just ate him alive.
Yeah.
And then even late in this game when it was already over, you know, I guess it's technically a miracle could happen if you knock down a 3, you force a turnover. He passed up a 3 to lay it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, just take the 3.
Yep. Just
But
keep trying.
it feels like with him, that is a huge swing skill if he is going to last in the NBA. Can he just be a respectable 3-point shooter? Because I feel like he does a lot of other good things out there. And you were talking about that play early where, you know, Kawhi is pushing in transition. Like, early offense for the Clippers, Kawhi's like, oh, I got Devin Carter picking me up. I'm going to post him up, post move. And Devin, I think it's deceptive for some offensive players, is he's really long. So, yeah, you look at him, Kawhi's looking at him like, I'm 6'8". I got little 6'3" Devin Carter on me. I'm going to work. But Devin Carter is like, what, close to a 6'9" wingspan?
Yes.
And he forced a miss.
Oh, my. It was, and that contest stood out to me because I thought I was like ready for Kawhi to just like eat him alive and just like go finish whatever. And Devin Carter's ability to alter, contest, because he just had such great discipline on that specific defensive play, I was so impressed with. And I was like, yes, this is what he can be and do out there.
And then he followed that up. That next play down, I think, is when he had a quick push and a beautiful dish to Maxime Reynaud for a score. Like,
wonderful. Yep.
That's the type of shit you want to see. I'm looking back at my notes too. You know, Cardwell had some great help. There's another drive where Kawhi, I think, split defenders on a double team, and Cardwell was there at help at the rim and forced a miss. And those are the plays that you have to see that we just haven't seen this year at all. It's like there's this moments where you say, oh, there was a good defensive moment on that possession, but you don't see the multiple efforts. And at least with the young players watching tonight, even if they get beat, yes, they got beat.
Very much so.
I did feel like the effort was there to like, oh, we got to get in the right spot here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the multiple efforts felt like they were there more times than they weren't.
The want to change the next possession, even if they couldn't, you know, because they didn't have the size or they just aren't ready for it. But like you could tell that it's wanted in that growth, even going into the second half of this game. I don't know. You see it with these young guys possession by possession, especially when they're seeing minutes like this.
So, yeah, we talked Devin Carter. No, do not hesitate. Take good threes.
Yep.
You'll be all right. He ends up in this game. He played 22 minutes, just under 22 minutes. He had 14 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal, 6 of 14 shooting. tonight. The next guy we should talk about is Nique Clifford.
Yes.
Played 33 minutes, 16 points for him, 5 of 12 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 4 of 4 at the free throw line, a couple of steals as well.
Oh, he ended with 5 fouls. I didn't realize it ended up being 5. There's so many plays defensively where I'm impressed with his movement, playing with his chest, using his size. I'm excited about it. And then there's just these little moments that he has where obviously he had that transition take foul on Kawhi where that was like, no, you just can't do that at the end of the game. Like, I don't care if you're down 20. I don't care if it's a 5-point game. Like, you got to learn from those moments. There's another one where he tried taking a charge and he was just like totally moving and not or late or whatever it was. And it's like, how are you going to get better at that next time? So just a few defensive possessions like that I see the potential that he has, but then things I want him to change. So now let's go to the things that he is doing and that he did do tonight. I loved when he started getting aggressive and going to the rack because he was missing some easy ones, like whether it was short range, whether it was mid range, whatever. I felt like he was missing a few of those, and it was just like his focus wasn't there on the shot, or maybe he was rushing it a little bit. And then when he calms down and his shot looks good, you can just tell he's confident and things are going in.
He had that nice dunk too, attacking the closeout baseline.
That was beautiful. They gave him so much love on the broadcast for that.
Yeah, it's interesting trying to figure out. I'm like, all right, can he shoot or not? And it's good to see him end up taking 5 threes, 2 of 5. And I feel like he can.
Yeah,
I think it's going back to your point. I think it's a confidence thing with him, and
mechanics are there, Deuce.
It's you just have to be aggressive all the time. But the tough part, I was talking to I think Brendan Nunez before the game about this.
Oh, Brendan.
He was asking me about how I feel about Nique, and I'm like, to me, it's just so hard to judge some of these guys, especially him, because I don't feel like he has been put in the best positions to succeed, where the role is kind of all over the place.
All over.
You're playing with vets who at times don't move the ball at all. And then on top of that, when you're out there, you're being passive and deferring to the vets.
Yep.
It's like, I just never got a feel for who he is. You see these brief moments, oh, maybe he can be. And people start freaking out. I'm like, well, he's a late first round pick. Let's tap the brakes. We didn't draft him number 2 overall. Okay?
A pick that they didn't even have at first from the other. Yes.
So what I have been eager to see is, what does it look like when they finally commit to playing some of the younger guys after the deadline? Now we're starting to see it, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing more growth, and it's not just tonight or the last game. I think the last several games, even the Wizards game wasn't great for him at the finish. I thought he tried to be aggressive early, then that game was all out of whack. He wasn't aggressive enough. But I think there have been more good moments from Nique than bad moments. And I think his playmaking can really be something that the Kings could tap into down the stretch. Again, late in this game, he
initiating the offense.
Yeah, they set 2 high screens.
Yep.
The 2 bigs came up for the horn set, right? And he gets downhill, and a lefty with his left, a lefty bullet to the corner to Plowden for a 3.
Fantastic vision, has the ability to do that. And it's like, no.
He set up Levine the first quarter too with a nice 3. Levine missed it, but it was just like, yes, get into the paint, get off of it,
with
make
the
good
feel,
decisions.
the fundamentals, and the mechanics, you see it there. And now this stretch for him is so very important to add the confidence to all of that. Whether he's playing in a unit that has Zach LaVine and Russ, or he's playing to close the game with Devin Carter and Dylan Cardwell. He has to make sure in this stretch of games and in these minutes that he is now getting, that he is putting the confidence behind all of those other things. And also taking the knowledge from each mistake in each game and going, okay, this is how I'm going to change it. I know Doug has talked about his shot and is like, with his shooting, that's something you figure out in the off season, not figure out, but you tweak and change and whatever. And he's already added a little bit or made some tweaks with just being quicker, a quicker release, more decisive. Even just changing that has kind of changed a few things, and it looks really good. And so hopefully even that is something that he can just practice in these stretch of games.
Shout out to the basketball sickos watching us
You
live late on a
guys.
Friday night. Kings fans are built different.
Seriously.
Also, Hector in the chat says, so nice to be talking about the game for once. Dude, it's been a while.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked about the game. I think that's why I'm kind of rejuvenated right now. Look, the Kings have lost 11 in a row, and I understand there's a lot of people who are like, dude, just end the fucking losing skid. And there's other people who are like, don't keep losing, draft. Look, I hear all that. It's frustrating. You think I love spending a Friday night going, hey, let's talk 12 and 41 Kings Clippers after 11 in a row, right? Like, no, you don't love that. But for me tonight, I needed something different, and I'm seeing something different. I'm seeing these young guys play, and I'm willing to deal with the ups and downs and just see, are there glimmers of hope? There's something to build on. Like, that's what I want for the final 30 whatever games that we have left this season, is finding those moments where you see something. Maybe there's something more in a player than you even realize. That's where I'm at this year.
And I feel like mostly with this season, when I say we, I mean all of us, I mean all of you out there and us, like we've all been on the same page, or like we all have like the same pulse on this pretty much. And so that's why I am curious. It seems like more people do also feel that kind of joy from tonight, or maybe even the last two games of the shift, not necessarily of the losing streak or anything else. But like I said, tell me if that is what you're kind of feeling right now. Because I don't know why. Like I really, like I can't stop smiling. Like I feel, I just feel.
Okay. All right. First of all, I need you guys to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Only 56 thumbs up. But the whole, like, the fact that you just said I can't stop smiling is kind of gross. I just need to say that.
I know. And
It's
it's
like,
okay. And I keep
No,
clapping.
you know what it is?
What?
This season has broken us a lot.
Sure.
We've
but
had. Do you understand the amount of shit basketball we've had to watch? The moments of them getting blown
Do
out.
I?
All the double-digit losses they've had this year.
Deuce, just from watching, my eyeballs have bled just like DeAndre Hunter's.
They have had 25 losses by 10 or more this year.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awful. and some of it's like, okay, it's these vets that you're like, you're not even part of the long-term plan at all. Like, oh God, why are you playing so many minutes? Why is the ball sticky? Why can't we get a stop? For me, seeing the same thing over and over and over again drove me insane. So yeah, tonight, even though this team
Fog.
is one loss away from tying the longest losing streak in Sacramento history, they have not had a losing streak like this since 1998, Morgan's senior year of high school. They haven't had that. That is crazy. But because of seeing something different, I'm like, all right, cool. All right. And maybe, by the way, I'm just saying this tonight, and next week I'm like, okay.
Maybe.
That was fun.
Who cares? I'll never forget tonight. No, I'm kidding. No, but my point is, it's like, I'm so happy that I genuinely just feel like this tonight after watching a game. And it just felt good to, again, see what the future could possibly hold with this organization and some of these young guys.
In the chat, Sac fan is tough. Says, Deuce, do you think that if Maxime gets stronger and continues to work on his shooting in the offseason, that he could play power forward potentially? I think Max, it's more a defensive thing than anything to me. Like, it's all about how can you defend the opposing four? When they put you in action, how are you going to handle that? I think the biggest growth opportunity for him is, can he become a better defender? It just doesn't feel like he moves well on the perimeter at all. I mean,
But you know what's funny? We've seen him at times move fine, but I think where we're seeing him move fine in those scenarios or possessions that I'm talking about, it's like he's in drop and he's quick to stunt someone, but get back. And he's like good at that, but not necessarily great at just like on ball, sliding, moving from side to side, being able to cut off an angle from a big, from a guard, or whoever else.
But yeah, I think get more confident with the three. He's got to become a better rebounder. These are all things. I mean, and I've seen growth from him from when
Yeah.
he first started to now. So we'll see what it looks like. And this is going to be a great run for these young guys to go out there and figure it out.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'd be so excited if I'm them. So excited.
We got more of the podcast coming up in a second. We got to talk more about the Kings, anything that popped up about Scott Perry's press conference today in Sacramento, and we'll talk some hoops. This podcast presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery.
The best of the best. All Kings fans, family owned, the best wine. You can go to sentivovineyards.com and check out the wine yourself, or you can go to their tasting room in Sassoon Valley, which is in Fairfield area, 40 minutes out of Sacramento. Like I said, some of the best wine that you will try, every single kind. I'm usually not even like a white wine fan, and I actually enjoy all their white wines. So make sure to go to sentivovineyards.com.
Also presented by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Woo, woo. We've teamed up with Medic Ambulance, the trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Morgan, you know who we didn't give love tonight?
But,
Malik Monk with a little bit of a heater tonight.
ooh.
I was laughing because in the first half, he comes in 3 of 3 from downtown, plays 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Red hot. And you go, okay, yeah, this is definitely the shift because this guy is 3 of 3 and he's chilling. He comes back in, hits his next 3. He started 6 of 6 from 3. Then he was definitely chucking some shit
Yep.
up. Ends up 6 of 9 from downtown. But there were just fun moments in that game with him when he got hot, especially when the Kings were down. All of a sudden, you know, they get down 10 in the fourth quarter, and you have that sequence where Monk gets in the paint, kind of lobs it up to Cardwell for the jam. And then the next play, next offensive possession down, he hit that wild 3 after the Devin Carter steal. And it was like, oh, shit. Kings end up going up 84-81.
That was fun. I mean, it was real. How was it in the building?
Oh, it
during
got
that
loud.
time?
That moment was fun. I mean, I think anytime Cardwell does anything remotely positive out there, the fans just lose it because instantly he's like, let's go, get the fuck. I mean, he's not saying that, but you know, whatever he's saying, he's getting the crowd into it. And then Devin Carter plays physical, forces a steal. Monk comes down and is like, I'm taking this shit. Boom, 3. And you're like, the Kings are up.
Yeah.
84-81.
Well, and Malik Monk knocked down the first 3 for the Sacramento Kings late in that first, and it ended up being that bank 3, I think.
Morgan, the first 3 of this game didn't happen till late. It was like the final 2 minutes of the quarter. Cam Christie hit the first 3 of the entire game.
Oh my God.
And then Monk went off in that
Yep.
stretch. You're right. It was the final stretch of that first quarter. He hit 3 threes, including the first one that was banked in that
So
he thought he got fouled on.
he had 6 of the 10 threes that were made for the Sacramento Kings. And again, it's so interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like throughout this year when the Kings needed 3-point shooting and then he wasn't playing. And now when you see that he is playing, I love that he's able to knock down some of his threes, have some big moments like this. And especially in a game like this, when people are down, and people just need these type of moments, right? And just need to see a fan favorite just go off and do exactly what he needed to do.
It's fun watching him play with the young guys, too.
Yeah, yes, it is. And because he can also be in that point guard, facilitator, ball handler, whatever.
Setting
you
up the
wanna call it.
bigs.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen that so much over the years. Yeah, we saw a stretch. It was Carter, Monk, Nique Clifford, Daeqwon, Plowden, and Cardwell. We also saw Monk, Nique, Plowden, Maxime, and Cardwell. So we saw some different lineups down the stretch with Malik Monk, but he ends up in the game playing 22 minutes, had 18 points, all of his points coming from downtown.
I mean, oh, yeah. That's what Eric Collins kept saying. Like, he's a 6 for 6 from 3-point land, but hasn't been able to knock down a 2. And there he goes again. Still hasn't been able to knock down a 2. You know, like just
That's
making
funny.
it a story of like he can only knock down the long ball.
What else from this game should we talk about? Let's talk about Kawhi Leonard for a second.
Oh my God, dude.
This guy's absurd, man. And this wasn't even like his best game.
No, his shot is magic. Like there's something about it where it's just like, oh, look at this. Ooh. And he doesn't even need to look and it just goes in.
He's in such a rhythm. He creates it. It could be contested. He could shoot over you. It's just he's a beautiful basketball player is what it is.
He is.
I think watching Kawhi Leonard healthy is one of my favorite players in the league to watch. He ends up with 31 points in this game. He was 9 of 19 shooting, 12 of 12 at the line. He also had 9 rebounds and 7 assists, a couple of steals. The Kings tried to double him at times. It kind of drove me insane to see this. And this is one thing that I don't know if this is a coaching thing or the players, whatever. But, you know, even with DeAndre Hunter, who checked him early, but when they would throw a double on him, they always do this where they throw his defender and the big come over. So it would be like DeAndre Hunter and Cardwell. It would be Precious Achua had to guard him when he was in there, the brief moments tonight. And then Cardwell. And all Kawhi is going to do, he just backs, all right, let me just find the guy in the short roll, and we're going to make a play out of it. And the help defender for Sacramento is like Zach LaVine. Against their big. It could be Niederhauser at one point. Got the ball and is like, oh, cool. Niederhauser's in deep position in the paint, and the help defender is LaVine. And Niederhauser's like, score.
No.
Why are we doing that?
No, it's not. It doesn't make sense for this team, this roster to do that. There was even, I mean, you talk about doubles and he was passing out of it. There was doubles like one where he was going toward the baseline. The double came from the top. So he's like, all right, I'm not going to spin middle. I'm going to spin baseline.
Oh, and he buried that shot.
Yeah.
That was so nasty.
In every shot, I felt like every single one of his mid-range shots were just swish, swish, swish. Like, high arcing through the net, barely touching.
What about the one?
Which
God,
one?
who was it? It was a double. He was right across the midcourt line in the third quarter. Okay. And the double was there, and they're digging at the ball. I think Nique Clifford was there. They're digging at the ball. Kawhi's like so low to the ground. Okay. And I think he had to like prevent it, like his big ass hands, prevent it from getting picked. He somehow split it. He split it. It was like he was trapped. The ball was getting dug at. Oh, I'm going to lose it. He splits it and gets to the rim.
Magic. Like I said,
it's insane.
He's magical.
No, he really is. Like when he is on the floor, I don't know if there's a more just pure, just beautiful basketball player than Kawhi Leonard because he guards, he could shoot. It's the footwork, it's the handling, it's the composure. He doesn't get rushed.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
It's literally everything you just said, all of it in one player, in one package. It's pretty phenomenal to watch. And that's why, too, with the Clippers and everything that the shift that they're starting to make, what?
Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. No, I just felt bad because I cut you off to point at something. It's my bad.
Did you want to say it really quick?
No, because you know what? I didn't know if he got to the rim on that, but now the person in the chat reminded me that was the one I think where he split the defenders and lobbed it to Derrick Jones Jr. For the jam, and then there was a timeout. Who said that in the chat? Eric. Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Eric.
that. Thank you.
Anyway,
that was disgusting.
Yeah. But going back to the shift of the Clippers, when you have a player like Kawhi Leonard, you better be shifting. Yeah, you better be, especially a healthy Kawhi Leonard, you better be doing anything you can to make sure that your roster can make sense around him going into the next season.
And don't you love that the league stepped in, the commissioner put him on the All-Star team? Like, it's balancing the roster or whatever for the USA versus World. No, these coaches are so fucking petty. They were like, we're not voting this guy in because of all the drama with the investigation with Kawhi and Ballmer.
Is that why?
100%. The guy's having an unbelievable season. We've been all waiting for this guy to stay on the floor and healthy. He's playing some of the best basketball of his career. The Clippers started 6-21, Morgan. The Clippers started 6-21. They're 24-27.
Jesus.
I mean, what a turnaround. And now, of course, they make 2 dramatic trades at the deadline. Harden's out. They get Garland. They hope he can come back after the All-Star break. They move on from Zubats. That's tough, but they, get Benedict Mathurin coming back in that deal.
Yeah.
Isaiah Jackson. So they get a little bit younger, but Kawhi's still playing at this unbelievably high level. It's just funny to me how they did not vote him as an All-Star.
Yeah.
initially.
I mean, well, right after the All-Stars came out, you said to me, you're like, oh, who is the biggest snub? And I said Kawhi Leonard right away, and we both just started going off. Wait, yeah, why wasn't Kawhi Leonard named? It just seems so weird. But I guess it makes sense if you're taking behind the door deals of $40 million.
Allegedly, right?
I wish I had that.
Who's your butcher and barrel player of the game tonight?
I mean, I guess it could be Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, is that you say you guess?
Yeah, let's just make it Kawhi Leonard.
Wow. I went with Dylan Cardwell because he had 14 points, 14 rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds, 2 blocks. He played 31 minutes, and Morgan Reagan, his 14 points, career high. His 14 rebounds, career high. And
Shit.
come on, 8 offensive rebounds?
Okay.
Dylan Cardwell, our butcher and barrel player of the game. If you want to go to a spot before a game, a concert, or just on a date night, there's no better place to go than Butcher and Barrel, just a block away from Golden One Center.
Yeah, and if you're trying to figure out what you want to do for Valentine's Day with your special somebody, they
Bound chicken, wow, wow.
Nope. They have their Valentine's Day menu. You just have to make sure that you RSVP because spots are filling up. Make sure to check out Butcher and Barrel, though, any night of the week.
Yeah, we appreciate their support. And shout out to Dylan Cardwell. In the chat, who is this over here? Dakota, I think it is, says Dylan didn't have 10 rebounds in college, right? Yeah, I think that's the story, is he never had 10 rebounds in a game.
Like, wasn't his role or whatever that is?
I think that was probably, he needed to go and rebound in college.
I wonder what, I'm so curious fundamentally, like, what the biggest difference is. Like, because there was one rebound tonight that he, like, jacked off of, nope. Pause. Don't hit the light, you idiot.
What? He stole from somebody?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to say?
I was going to say, like,
What?
Well, I was going to say he jacked the rebound, and then I said off. So he jacked the rebound.
Yeah.
From somebody else.
You said it once, and then you said it again. I'm like,
because I was like, wait, it does make sense. No. So instead of jacked, we're gonna say stole.
Hey, he was able to grab that rebound.
We can use the word grab, stole. You can use jacked, but just don't put off right after. Very common mistake. Very common mistake for so many.
Oh, imagine if you said that on TV. I'd be crying on the floor laughing.
I would have stopped just like that and been like,
Oh, I would have been on the ground. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Which is so stupid because Deuce has even said something on NBC Sports before, and you said you had a line about Keegan or something on accident, and you said to me at the break, you said, Morgan, you're so professional. I would have lost my shit if you had just said that to me. What? And it was, you don't remember this?
I don't.
It was on a pregame show, and it was, you said it, and I didn't even think it was that bad. Like, I've gone back and watched it.
I don't remember what the example was.
And you called me a professional. I was like, wow, really? But I didn't even recognize what you said. So, but of course, Deuce loses it.
I mean, that one was just, I could not ignore that one.
That one was a very obvious. Again, we don't put jacked and then the word.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
What's your moment of the game today?
That. Moment of the game. I kind of want to go with like Malik Monk's hot shooting, the 6 for 6 or 6 for 8
we'll go
or 9.
Monk started 6 of 6 from 3.
Yes.
I'm also writing down the shift there.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. The shift. And then, I mean, there was just so many moments with Dylan Cardwell at the rim protection. You don't see it much in Sacramento over the years, huh?
For old time's sake, do you want me to pull out an old moment?
Do you want me to do it so then you don't pick out one that we've already done? Okay.
Sure. Okay. You pick this one. I probably have already done this one.
You're so mean.
I have.
Okay.
Next.
That one.
Okay. This one, let's go back to January 22nd, 2024 against the Hawks. The Kings win this game 122 to 107. Harrison Barnes had 32 points.
Whoa.
JaVale McGee, I wrote down, had a dunk and a technical right after. And then Sabonis had a behind-the-back pass to Murray for 3. Wow.
That's really cool.
Good times. JaVale McGee. What a roller coaster ride, huh? Nice guy, though.
Very nice
Very
guy.
nice guy.
But no comment on the floor.
Dude, here's a great one. For the moment was the reverse jam from Devin that you mentioned earlier, too. That was pretty sick.
That was him moving without the basketball, his contest on Kawhi Leonard. But yeah, those are our J Street Dental moments of the game, enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, Sacramento River Dental. Yes, we've had podcast listeners go in, sign up, and I'm so curious. Now I need to know about their dental health.
Well, it's going to be a lot better now going to J Street Dental. Yeah. Scott Perry had a press conference this morning talking about the post-trade deadline. I feel like the reception from people online, I mean, first of all, people are going to still be upset about the deadline. There's going to be others that are like, oh, okay, that was interesting. I felt like he was really transparent as I feel like GMs will get in those settings.
Mm-hmm. I even thought, when he was asked about different players, like, hey, how close did Jonathan Kuminga get or whatever else? It was like the transparent, instead of just trying to bullshit the answer and like lead it somewhere else, just being like, hey, in this job, if I'm talking about the things behind the scenes with these other GMs and putting it out here in public, I'm just not going to be able to like do my job. So,
but he's like, yeah, we had interest in the summertime.
Yeah,
because that's when he was a restricted free agent.
Mm-hmm. But by the way, that was already reported and out there in the Sam Amick piece. So anyway, I like the transparency. I thought it was cool.
The thing for me about those press conferences are just like, at some point when you're in this situation in Sacramento, where the last couple of years have not been good, right? They're trending down.
Yes.
There's really nothing you can say anymore in a press conference that's going to make people happy.
No.
Because especially in Sacramento, it's like, you just have to go do it. You know what I mean? It's like, we get it. Yeah, okay, we got to do this better. We got to find it. Okay. It's like, just show me. But like these press conferences you have to have too. It's just funny because that's where I'm at. It's like, I get it. I understand what everybody wants. I understand what the goals are, but I just want to see it, and it's going to take time. I think that was the other thing that I took away from this is there's no like dancing around it. It seems it's like, hey, we've got a lot of bad contracts on our roster right now. It's going to be a minute, and it's 2027 is when we're going to have some flexibility with the cap to go about like trying to really build things. And until then, it's going to be tough, but hey, we get a good draft pick.
It's stating reality without bullshitting or sugarcoating. And I think that's sometimes what these are for, and how GMs handle it, how we've seen GMs handle it over the years hasn't been amazing. And so again, if you're coming out of one of these and people like are the pulses, like people are happy about it or like, okay, that's fine, whatever. You did your job. Not you did good, you did great, you did your job.
Yep.
That's what it was today.
And it's not going to be easy the next couple of years. But
No.
like I kept saying, like I said this the other night, I'm like, this is the low point though. And I felt like today was like the first step of like, okay, here we go.
You guys, I said this trade deadline day. And I think that was really hard for people because people were very emotional on a day like that. High intensity moments as we got to the deadline. And it's just, we don't have to be. I'm going to be rational with my thinking and my thought process of all of this, of how many teams it takes to tango, how many shitty contracts this front office inherited and now has to deal with, while also not taking their sweet time of being like, oh, we'll just wait till these contracts. Like, you're still having to make other tweaks and moves and do all these things and trying to create a culture and identity while still dealing with those. And so I'm just being very realistic about it. And sometimes reality can suck.
That's fair. Anything else jump out to you with what he said?
Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, I mean, I guess anything with the Keon stuff, you know, like he was asked about that, and it was just kind of the same stuff that we already knew. I think it's all about like never trying to throw a player under the bus. And so I'm glad he never says anything like, oh, I didn't like this or I didn't like this. He goes, hey, you know, he had these DMPs and his role or whatever it was here just didn't make sense. And so we moved off of him when teams are high on him. In the shift from Dennis Schroeder, I liked what he said about just pivoting, because to me, that was just really reality, right? Like sometimes we do things in life and it's like, okay.
That was a mistake.
Or not even, you don't even have to, you can say it's a mistake if you
I am.
That's fine. I think it's more like, well, that doesn't actually make sense anymore. Thought it was going to make more sense with this. Now it doesn't. Let's pivot. And I love when people are willing to just make the pivot, rip the Band-Aid and go.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting hearing him asked about Doug too. I think Chris Biederman asked him about Doug Christie, and he said Doug Christie is our coach until I tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
And, you know, he made reference to talking about Doug, how like, hey, like we talk about our players are learning, like he's learning too.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's clear, like they're evaluating everything.
And as they should.
Especially with what lies ahead is like, you are probably going to get a really good draft pick coming up here. You have to be set up the right way going forward. And you have to look at every little thing
absolutely
that is going on, roster, whatever it is.
Yeah. So no, a good little day, a good day in Kingsland, I guess.
I don't know why you keep saying that. They've lost 11 in a row.
You want to know why? Because I feel good. And that's all that I care about right now, okay?
Just say you feel good. I don't want to say it's a good day in Kingsland.
Don't pop my happy bubble.
I'm not popping it.
You're trying to.
I just wish you could. It's a happy day in Moland.
But Moland, there's a lot of kings involved. That's all that's involved in a day like this.
I'm glad you are just so happy.
Yeah, and I'm not saying everyone could be pissed off and do whatever. I just like, that's how I feel.
Next up for the Kings, by the way, they play tomorrow against the Cavs.
Keon Ellis, revenge game.
He's going to get a huge ovation.
As he should. Do they do videos for Dennis Schroeder and Keon? Like, how do they do? Maybe just like some highlights and like
what would you show for the Schroeder welcome back?
His 1 for 11 last game.
Wow.
I'm kidding. That's so messed up.
I think you would show the security footage of him slapping Luka.
That honestly, standing for 5 fucking minutes.
Here's what I think. Dennis wasn't here long enough to get a video. You give him a good, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, he's back.
Because both those guys are coming off the bench.
For the last, yeah.
I do think if it was up to me, I would do a video for Keon. Because I go, dude, you have like Stockton footage. You have him in the play-in defending Steph Curry. Like, there are just cool things. You know, him with like the picture of him with the defensive player of the game crowd. You know, like you could give him some love.
I love these moments.
And I know it's like, dude, the guy was here a couple of years. I'm not saying it needs to be 17 minutes long and like, hey, we need a extra time in this timeout. We're doing a huge presentation.
Yeah.
I don't know. And maybe that's just my love for Keon coming up.
Speaking of players that we've loved over the years, Bogey.
We did see Bogey tonight. Sorry, someone in the chat said Harrison Barnes didn't get a video. He didn't get a video? See, I would have done a Harrison video.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember that.
I would have done a Harrison video.
Yeah, we did run into Bogey tonight, or earlier today. It was good to see Bogey. He's not playing right now with the Clippers, but one of my all-time favorites. Great guy.
But what he said.
What did he say?
He was like, He's like, "Oh, how's the show going? Oh yeah, I see the reels."
Oh yeah, the real. Oh yeah,
That was
I know.
so
I'm like,
cute.
oh god. When you think about it, you're like, you watch the reels. You
Like,
see those?
He knows that we're weird. Like,
No, but it's funny because you know some of these guys you don't know if you're gonna they're gonna remember you.
yeah.
It's like, and it was cool.
It was so cool. It was so, no, he's always been such a good guy, such a sweetheart. So it was cool just running into him.
Anyway, Kings Cavs tomorrow. Like, what any predictions for like what Schroeder and Keon do? Do you think they both get in the double digit scoring? Schroeder's gonna take the shots. He did in his first game. He got in the double figures.
Okay. I'm gonna say yes.
To Schroeder, what about Keon? Does Keon
Both.
get into Keon? Does he get 15 or more?
No, like I think it's gonna be like 11 or 12.
Okay.
Last game for the Cavs, he played what, 19 minutes or something?
Yeah, in a blowout.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know for sure, but like I just hope he has a good game.
Yeah.
But I hope the Kings win. Hope they just like get a win.
Well, the last kind of revenge game they had was Mike Brown's return to Sacramento for the first time, and they beat the Knicks.
Dude, did you see the game tonight for the Knicks?
My God, they got destroyed.
Destroyed
By the Pistons.
And I was watching. It was on Prime before.
Well, the Pistons responded after losing to the Wizards.
Oh yeah.
I mean, anything's possible in this league.
Anything is possible.
What was I gonna say? Else I was gonna say about this? Yeah, Kings Cavs tomorrow. We'll be live after that game. Oh, I want to talk about this for a second.
What? Oh.
We are about to see tanking, unlike we have actually. It's already started.
Yeah.
The tanking game's on, and I will say I hope the league really makes drastic changes this year to the system. It's a bad system. Even the people who want to see the Kings lose every single game the rest of the year for the best lottery odds would admit this is a bad system. They're rooting for this system, they're rooting for their team to lose because of this flawed system.
It's not fun.
It's not fun, dude.
That's not how
And
sports work.
what the Washington Wizards are doing right now is disgusting. I'm going to put aside right now the Trae Young dynamic and even the Anthony Davis thing. Okay.
Wow.
Put this aside for a second.
Okay.
We saw it against the Kings. We saw it against the Pistons too. They are not playing their starters. And we're not talking about, oh, hey, it's like they've got a whole bunch of vets in their starting lineup. They're kind of sitting because they're going with the youth movement. No. Bub Carrington is in his second year in the NBA. Keyshawn George is in year number 2 in the NBA. And these guys are not playing in fourth quarters of close games because they would rather play Scal Labissiere. Love Scal.
Love.
He's on a 10-day. Good for him. But are we being serious right now?
He won't be on their team.
You're playing Sharif Cooper over guys in the late stages, and it's not for anything else but to lose. And ironically, they've won a couple of games that way, beating Sacramento and then beating the Pistons. That's disgusting. Okay, one, when you're sitting your young guys, your youth, you're like, this youth is too good to play. And you're going that route. Now we go into the Trae Young and the Anthony Davis component of this. You trade for Trae Young. I need an independent doctor from the league, and I said this at the time, to go confirm everything. And look, maybe those guys are not healthy enough to come back and play, okay? But as an NBA fan, when you see a team trade for 2 all-star level talents, and today we learned that Anthony Davis is going to miss the rest of the year now, all that tells me is this team is like, we're doing whatever we can to make sure we get a great draft pick. Morgan, that is disgusting. And let me look at Chris Haynes' tweet today with the official verbiage when it comes to Anthony Davis. He wrote this. A breaking Washington Wizards star Anthony Davis, hand and groin, expected to sit out the remainder of the season to fully get healthy for 26-27. What are we doing here? Like, that is unbelievably gross.
It is too, because I mean, from our understanding, these aren't lingering injuries that have just been keeping Anthony Davis out too. And most of the time, there's just enough competitors out there that would also play through a hand injury or play through this or whatever. And I understand like taking it easy in a season where it doesn't make sense, all the different things. This feels so forced.
Dude, even today, I see something else from Rick Carlisle talking about Zubats and going, he's going to be out a while. And I'm thinking, you're not rushing these guys back because you're trying to lose basketball games. And look, I'm not naive to this situation. What the Kings are doing right now is after the deadline, here we are at game 53 that just went down tonight for Sacramento. They still started their vets, and their vets played like 20 or so minutes, and then they play the young guys. It just feels a little different than what these other teams are doing. When you're making a choice to be like, we are Anthony Davis, not going to play with us this year. Trae Young. And by also, if I can talk, in addition to all that, you're sitting your young players who could be getting valuable minutes because they may help you win games. What are we fucking doing? Like, it's just awful. And I was talking to Jason Ross about this because, like, what is the lottery fix? You know how drastic I'm willing to go at this point? And Jason Ross had this idea.
What?
Go back to the days of the lottery teams, the teams who missed the playoffs. Everyone gets one ball.
Oh.
There's no incentive to go take.
How many years ago was that?
I forget how all the different formats of the lottery, so I don't
Okay.
know. But it's crazy because you're like, no, but then the team with the worst record won't get to.
No.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
It's gone on too long. And like, yeah, it's like, well, so you're telling me a fringe playoff team that won 47 has, misses the playoffs or whatever, wins 45 games and misses the playoffs, has the same chance as the team that wins 21? Yeah. Because you know what happened? We have to go to drastic measures because you guys have ruined it. Because all these teams around the league, Utah did it last night. Utah sat Lowry Markkanen big time down the stretch. They played Isaiah Collier 48 minutes the other night. This young guy's played 48.
And I think where the shift would be too is like a team with the Washington Wizards. You're probably going, well, wait, if they're still losing, like, why would they risk, injury or blah, blah, blah. I don't think they're risking injury. I think what it would allow teams to do more of or have more of the focus on is starting to create their chemistry, their identity, what they want from that team going into the next year. But right now, with 30 games left, that's what the intention of going back to one ball per team that doesn't make the playoffs. I love that idea.
I mean, it's drastic for sure. And someone else was mentioning here, Digital Henry says, how about this? No being in the top 10 2 years in a row. I'm all for whatever it is that we can get to a point that fans are not feeling like they have to root for their team to lose and get mad when they win. That's not the purpose of sports.
At all.
And unfortunately, that's the system. Like like tonight, I hate this because ultimately I wish the Kings could win every game. But tonight I'm going, oh, the Kings lost and the Pelicans won?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I'm like, what? And it's all because it increases your odds. If you finish with the worst record in the league, you don't go any further down than 5th.
Yep. And
it doesn't guarantee you one, but I'll tell you this, you're not getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to be in the top 5. And that's like something that comes to everybody's mind when you talk about these things.
I'm down for drastic change.
I'm ready for it. I'm over this.
Yeah, because like obviously being a Kings fan over the years, like, and especially the last, 10 or whatever, it's like living in that mid land where the team is just mid, it's been hard enough. But now seeing this team even so bad where your heart hurts when they had that 4-game win streak.
Right. Like that's such a bad feeling.
That's awful. It's no. And it's so true. It's like, that's not fun because that's the literal, like you play to win the game.
And I do feel like these teams are going to even drastic, crazy tanking measures right now because they know it's about to change. They know something's going to give here. And they're like, this is the 2026 draft. It's supposed to be awesome. Like, we are going for it. And it's also bad for the fans. Like, if you want to go just take away the component of like people rooting for their team to lose, it's also the people who pay money to go see these teams play. Yeah. And they're like, wait, the tickets didn't go down because there's a tanking happening tonight, right? Oh, it's the same cost. Wait, concessions actually cost the same. The merch costs the same too. You're not giving me the product that
I'm paying for
to see. Like, I need to see competitive basketball all the time, even if you lose, you know?
But I'm totally with Jeff Hardy rules. Yeah, let's change the rule after the Kings secure the #1 pick first.
If you want to talk about the Kings haven't been tanking. That's the thing. Like, if you want to talk about ethical tanking, that's what the Kings have done.
Well, and that's what's funny too, because I saw someone on like Blue Sky put out like, man, there's so much shameless tanking around the league. And then I saw someone put a screenshot of the Kings closing group. And I'm like, oh no, you're just not getting it. Like, you're not.
I mean,
sweetie,
look,
you're not watching.
They've shifted to playing younger guys for sure, but they also have a team full of vets like that. They're one of the oldest teams in the league.
They've been playing all the way up to 2 games ago.
Yeah.
They've only won 12 games with trying to win. Doug Christie literally wants to win games. Has wanted to win games all throughout. Even now with this shift, of course he wants to win games. Like, that's just in his blood. But like, the shift could also lead to really not having chances when you don't have Debo in there late, when you don't have the experienced players in there late. But it's great experience for some of the young guys.
Yeah. Ignacio's laughing at because I said the Kings haven't been tanking. I mean, again, are you watching the game?
Trying to win.
If DeMar DeRozan's playing 39 minutes and, you know, Westbrook's playing 35 minutes and Levine's playing 32 minutes and Dennis Schroeder's playing 27 minutes and Malik Monk's playing 24 minutes, the young guys aren't playing. Do you think that's like,
dude,
tanking?
I remember when someone came up to me after like 30 games in and they're like, well, this team is for sure trying to tank. I go, tell me how. Then why is Doug playing Russ, Debo, Schroeder, Levine, whoever out there late in games trying, like, begging for them to get those W's.
And I don't have a problem with teams shifting at playing younger guys. Like, even Utah. Like, Utah has a lot of younger guys. They could mix those guys in and get them opportunity. They need these opportunities to develop. Even like the Wizards, I brought them up. Like, separate the 80 and Trae Young component. If they were like, hey, we're only playing Chris Middleton like 19 minutes a night, it's like, I get that one. Like, Chris Middleton's an older player at the tail end of his career. Like, he doesn't need to be playing 35 minutes a night.
For sure.
Go out there, play 19 minutes and cool. It's literally when you're talking about you're sitting like key young guys.
It's
like,
when it's just obvious in your face and it's a slap in the face to the NBA world.
What else was I going to say about that? Oh, just real fast, because we're talking about young guys playing too and other guys getting opportunities. We didn't even mention him, but a quick shout out to Daeqwon Plowden, who's been working hard in the G League. This guy is one of those guys. I mean, he got some brief NBA time last year with the Hawks. I think he played 6 games. He's been a G League guy. We've got to see him in Stockton. And he plays so hard. He's been really effective in the G League. And tonight, after DeAndre Hunter went out, he got the call from Doug Christie to go in there and like, hey, go check Kawhi Leonard. Not an easy assignment at all. I thought he played with physicality. He hit a couple of threes too.
Yep.
Those are the guys that I really root for just long term because he's a good guy. He works hard and he's just trying to make it. And sometimes we need to take steps back. And maybe it's because we're so close to seeing these guys all the time, watching them in the G League and in the NBA, and you see the work they're put in. I root for like the underdogs.
Same.
And so to see him get opportunity tonight, I was like, dude, I'm happy for that guy.
When you see night after night, these guys, like whether it's the G League travel and then they're flying back to.
No, let's talk about that. The last G League game we did, we talked to Isaiah Stevens before the game because Isaiah Stevens, who's also on a 2-way contract with Sacramento, he's back in Stockton and he was on that Kings last road trip. He was in Boston and Washington. he scored his first NBA points in Boston. And so before the game, we went and talked to him, like, how'd that feel? And he was like, it was a relief. And then we asked him about the travel that Morgan was just talking about. So Daeqwon Plowden and Isaiah Stevens on Wednesday night were in Austin, Texas. Wednesday night? Thursday night? Whatever day it was. I'm mixing up the days. Let's just say it was a Thursday night.
Okay.
Thursday night playing a game in Austin, Texas. They find out after they play a game, hey, you're going to Boston.
Yeah.
The next morning, they get on a plane. They fly from Austin to Newark, New Jersey, a layover for a while, then fly to Boston and barely make it in time for the game, and then end up playing in that game. That's the type of grind. It's these guys are just fighting, and we're talking about players who were legit D1 talents, probably the best player on their team forever, and then it's just like, holy shit, there's levels to this. The NBA is the top of the top, and it's hard to get there. And I don't know, you just see what they go through, and you're like, dude, you just I'm happy for them.
Much respect for the work ethic and the grind and the smiles on their faces because they are there, not like, oh man, this travel is hard. It's like, holy shit, we just got, our first NBA bucket, or we're playing real minutes right now. And so, yeah, it's very cool to see. Love seeing that.
Well, my final thoughts tonight. For my favorite basketball team losing 11 in a row and being 12-41, I had fun on the podcast.
Oh, I like that. And my final thought, I'm happy. And no one's going to burst my bubble tonight. Maybe tomorrow. And maybe the
Frank
next day.
just made me happy because he just chimed in and said, I'm a Warriors fan, but I love Deuce and Mo.
Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you so much.
We're kings for life. Remember that.
What does that mean?
Let him know.
I think he's good.
All right. We love you guys, but we got to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.